Hello everybody! So today we're going over everything I've made in 2024. First up is this orange sweater that I made. This was an old sweater that I had altered at the beginning of the year. I cropped the sweater down at the bottom a little bit, and then I made all of these embroideries. So everything on the sleeves, the sides, and the back of the sweater was hand stitched, and I digitized the files for the foxes on the front and embroidered those on my machine. I think my favorite part is the heart on the sleeve here. Here it is tried on. It's not the most comfortable. I kind of want to cut the hood off because the neckline's a little bit too tight, but overall I'm pretty happy with the fit. It's also pretty warm, so I don't wear it too often, but overall I'm really happy with how the embroideries turned out. Up next is this skirt that I made at the same time. This was a part of the same video. It's inspired by this skirt that I found on Pinterest, and I just fell in love with the design, so I spent some time cutting up some of my old jeans, and I had some old pair of sweatpants and an old shirt. I really don't get the chance to wear them, so I didn't put in the effort to finish the edges on the inside. And I couldn't decide how long I wanted the skirt. I really loved how long the white part was, so I never trimmed it, so it's pretty uneven. Up next is one of my favorite makes from this year. This is also something inspired off of Pinterest, and I had a ton of old jackets and shirts laying around that I wanted to use up and get out of my stash. So I decided to make this really comfortable baby doll dress. This I did take the time to really hem the inside and make sure everything was nice and neat, and it is just so comfortable to wear. So yeah, this is one of my favorite makes. Next, we have this vest that I made. I didn't make a video for this. It was already half finished in my stash, so I finished it up real quick. I did some stitching on the front. The insides are all hemmed and finished as well. I also really love this vest. I think it fits really well, it's really comfortable, and it looks really nice with a pair of jeans. Or this skirt that I also made. So yeah, this was another one of my favorite makes of the year. Then I made this skirt, which I do have a video coming out on this soon. I quite literally just had some leftover material from the vest. I bought more than I needed to make the edges for the edges of the vest, so with the leftovers I decided to make a cute and simple pencil skirt that fits me really well. I admittedly did not hem the edges of this either, mostly because I ran out of material for it, so I put that on the back burner as well, and I think it still looks really nice the way it is. Next up, I have another one of my favorite makes of the year. This is a 17th century chemise that I made to go with a costume that me and my friend are making that we had to put off because we switched tracks a little bit before Ren Fair. So the rest of this costume still has to come together, but overall it's so comfy. It's such a nice dress. It fits so well. I'm really happy with it, and I'm really excited to use it as the base layer for a few more projects in the upcoming year. Next up is my Ren Fair costume for this year. I had received some material and it was just perfect to make into this really pretty dress. I had a little button laying around that I added up at the top there. The sleeves I cut into a little triangle, and I burned the edges of the sleeve and the bottom of the skirt instead of rolling the hem to finish it. So this material does fray quite a bit, and I didn't like the look of the rolled hem for this dress, so I burned the edges because it is a polyester, so that turned out really nice. The back, I added a lace-up panel, and it's kind of falling apart here at the bottom, just from wear and tear of the day. The inside of the sleeves I didn't really finish, since this is a costume piece that I'm not planning on wearing out very often, but overall it turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. I also just love how flowy the skirt is. The skirt was really long, so I did have to pin it up in certain places. I also had leftover material, so I whipped up this skirt real quick. It's just a quick little closure, hook and eye closure, and it is technically reversible. So you can either have the black band in front or the gathers. It's also really long and flowy, and I just love this skirt. It's such a nice staple piece to add on top of costumes. I also left the front open because this was also really long, so depending on the outfit, I will either pin up the skirt or put another skirt underneath it, just as a layering piece. These are a pair of shorts that I made up real quick. I didn't even finish the edge, I just used elastic here because I needed them to go underneath my dress for Ren Fair. And I will not be trying these on to show because they are see-through like white normally is, but I love them. They're very comfortable and they worked very well for the purpose that I had them, considering I put them together in less than a day. This dress, I have some mixed feelings on. This is the dress I wore underneath my Ren Fair outfit because the skirt was so see-through. I love this skirt panel. I think this turned out so well, but I'm not a huge fan of how the top turned out. It looks really nice, but it's just not very comfortable to wear. It is impossible to put on and take off quickly. And I had to add another little tank top thing underneath that I made because the top was still a little too sheer for me. I liked that extra support and I think it looked really nice underneath. And these are the shorts that I had that I also wore underneath the white dress because the white dress is sheer. So there was a lot of layers going on, but I think it was a really nice look and I felt very secure throughout the day. But I am considering taking this dress apart, the top of this dress apart, and redoing it because it is just so hard to get in and out of. I do not like to wear it. I even added a zipper to try and get in and out quicker, and it didn't work out very well. It's still just slightly too cumbersome to get in and out of. But I love the skirt, so we'll see what I do with this. Next up, we have the veil dress, which is another video I have coming out soon. I also hope to get a pattern out for this really soon because I just love this dress so much. It's a very simple dress, but it is such a nice layering piece. I also want to make another version of this dress, maybe slightly shorter for another kind of look, and maybe a few more out of lace or just a basic dress. Next up is my Halloween top. This is a side tie top that I whipped together for Halloween a little late, and I never made a video for it because I was very busy doing other things, but I love this top. If you want to see me make this top out of other materials, I absolutely will because I just love the way this top looks. I have different colors on the front and back just to kind of give it more of a dynamic because I didn't have enough material to do this Halloween fabric on the front and back. This is just scrap material that I had laying around. I just love how it looks though. It is very comfortable, it fits very well. So yeah, I didn't get this top out before Halloween, and it was another shirt I patterned myself because I didn't find any patterns that really fit me very well, but it turned out so nice. Next up, I did quite a bit of embroidery this year. The big dragon was hand embroidered a few years ago, and most of these other patches were made on my machine this year. I was playing around with my digitizing program. The husky patch is actually a portrait of my dog that I did hand stitch. And the roses and cherry, that was embroidered by the machine. And so were the night bear and my cherry patch here, that was also done by machine. I drew it and digitized it, and this one was also made by hand. I really like how this one turned out. I was testing different hand embroidery methods, and then once again we have some machine embroidery, and the bigger patch here was hand stitched as well. We have this top that I made in a day. I didn't do any extra stuff to this. This was just cut apart 2 shirts and stitched them together. It took less than 20 minutes, quite literally, because I did not finish the edges. I wanted this to look more rugged, and it was just a nice little throw together piece to use up some material. finally, the last project I sewed this year was this skirt. I also did not film a video for this because I wanted to whip it up real quick just so I had it for Christmas. I have these fleece leggings that I wear underneath them to keep warm in the winter, but I just love how this turned out. It was such a nice staple piece. It looks so nice and put together. This was another skirt that I patterned myself using this book to pattern my basic block for the skirt, and I had to do one alteration to get it to fit right. And I wasn't originally planning on pairing it with this Halloween top, but it just looks so nice together. So that was a really nice little accident. I think this is a really cute outfit and it fits so well. So yeah, just a really nice staple outfit piece to add to my wardrobe, which I want to do more of in the upcoming year. I also made so many aprons this year. Was not my intention, but just the way the year went, I ended up getting a few orders for some, and then I ended up doing my first craft fair, which was not a huge success, but I still love how these turned out, and I'm going to save them for the next one. I got a lot of feedback, and a lot of people really liked them. There was just things here or there that they wanted changed, so we'll see what I do with the pattern coming up. But yeah, I just love the way these aprons work. I did so many of them this year. They took up so much time. I also made a few kid ones out of the same pattern with Velcro, a little bow on the front, which I just adore this bow. I have some ideas for a dress to make out of those bows. I love how the bow turned out. That was just so cute, and Velcro to put on for the little kid aprons. I also made these jewelry pouches with non-tarnishing fabric on the inside. I made quite a few of these as well, and I'll probably bring these on my next craft fair too. Alright, that is everything that I made this year. I wish I could have done more, honestly. There was a lot of projects that I just didn't get to, but overall, the things that I did make are higher quality than I've ever made before. They're more usable than I've ever made before. For the longest time, all of the stuff I was making didn't fit right, and I had a hard time making pieces that I would like to put in my wardrobe that I felt confident enough wearing. So I have a lot of plans in the upcoming year to really focus in on usable, staple pieces for the wardrobe, and also a lot of fun costume pieces. So yeah, stay tuned to what's coming for the next year. Hopefully I'll get through more now that some of my other behind the scenes tasks have been taken care of. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!